Today we are going to look at Christ-centered life. Our desire and prayer is that you will be centered on Christ. People are centered on something. Everyone is centered. People are centered on their position and their power, entertainment, money, education, career, profession, pleasure, and all sort of things. What do we mean by that? That becomes their priority of life, purpose of living. How do you know what is the center of your life? Most of your waking hours and even some of the sleeping hours are focused on that. Your thought life is centered on that. Most of the thinking is spent on those things. God knows and you know very well what is the center of your life. Because that center is what you seek your joy, you seek your satisfaction, you seek your significance, you seek your security from those things. Right? What should be the center of our life? You know the answer very well. Jesus should be the center of our life because He is the source of our life. Everything began through Him. Today I want to focus on why. The answer to the question why is very important. And for that I would like to take 4 reasons why you must make Jesus as the center of our life. Colossians chapter 1 verses 15 to 20. Paul is describing to the church of Colossae, the first part of verse 15. He is the representation and manifestation of God. What does that mean? Manifestation of God. Jesus came to show us who God is, or how God is, or what does He do, how does He relate with us. Jesus Christ is the visible representation of the invisible God. He grew up in this world like any ordinary man. But what was the difference? He showed every day on this earth that who God is. Through the miracles, through the signs, through the wonders, Jesus was showing God has power over nature. God has power over sickness. God has power over every situation. He has the power over even the death. He was showing the character of Jesus Christ. He was showing the love of Jesus, the kindness, the gentleness, the compassion, the mercy, the love, the anger, that He is very zealous and passionate about certain things. When you look at Jesus Christ, you know who God is. You know who the Father is. One-stop solution for all your spiritual pursuits of life is Jesus Christ. We don't have to go many places to know God. We have to come to Jesus Christ. As we live a Christ-centered life, we will reflect to the world who God is. In John chapter 14 verse 6, He's saying no one can know God without Jesus Christ. You know what kindness is. You know what servanthood is. If you have seen me, you have seen the Father. In verse 15, the second part of it, the second thing why you must make Jesus as the center of your life, because He's the creator. That means the firstborn means the supreme one. The reason for everything existing is because of Him. Not only He is the one who made everything, He holds the power of all these things, because every power is under Him. Everything finds their coherence. Everything will find their place, their significance, their essence and their substance in Jesus Christ. Then that is why He has to be the center of your life. What does that mean to make center? Everything converge in Him. Everything emerge from Him. Means all that is in your life, your decisions, your plans, your desires, your everything that you do, who you are, must be put in Him, and everything must come through Him. The third thing which Paul says is in verse 18 and 19. The third thing which Paul is saying over here, He is the head of the church. There are metaphors used for the church. One metaphor is church is a family. Family need to have a head. The another metaphor is body. Body also need to have a head. If the head is not there in a body, you know what are the consequences of that. There is no life. There is no direction. There is no guide. Lost, hopeless. And not only is the head, Paul says He is the fullness of God, which means that all the fullness of God dwells in Jesus Christ, which means He is all sufficient for me, for all my needs. Jesus Christ is sufficient. One of the name of God is El Shaddai. El Shaddai means the all-sufficient God. All the fullness of God dwells in Him. When I make Jesus as the center of my life, my response will be, I will seek His guidance. I will seek His counsel. I will seek His leadership always. I will seek life from Him. Because I know all wisdom and knowledge and understanding. The treasures of all wisdom and knowledge dwells in Jesus Christ. I will seek for wisdom. understanding and knowledge from Him. If I accept Jesus as the manifestation and as the representation of God, I will acknowledge Him as the Lord. If I accept Jesus as the creator of my life, of this entire universe, my response will be worshiping Him. If I accept Jesus as the head of the church, I will seek His guidance. I will seek His counsel. I want to be led by Him. The last one, the fourth one, is in verses 20. The fourth reason why I must make Jesus as the center is because He is my redemption. He is the one who can reconcile me to God. He did not just give us a revelation of God, but He also made ways for reconciliation with God. That's what Jesus did for us on the cross. This is how I imagine. The whole humanity was sold by Satan in the slave market of sin. Because we were all slaves of sin. And here Satan is selling the whole humanity. Hundreds of people come there to buy humanity. The first group that came was power and position. Cousin brothers. They came, we want to buy. And they gave a price. So many of them chose from the humanity, said, we want to be released. They went after power and position. They were sold to that. The second, that's pleasure and sex. They are cousin sisters. They came and we want to buy the humanity. Satan said, what is the price that you will give? He said, pleasure and sex. And so thousands and millions of people went after that. They bought and they went. Another came, wealth and money. They are also cousin brothers. He released some of them because they wanted wealth and money. Many people went after that. One very beautiful lady came and she said, this is what I want to give. I will give beauty. Some of them want beauty. They went after that. So lastly, one person came. Jesus stepped into there and Satan saw Jesus coming. He asked, what's the price that you will give for humanity? Jesus said, you tell me what price you want. Satan said, I want your life. Jesus said, I'm willing to give my life. Release humanity. Jesus gave His life on the cross because Jesus paid the price. Release all those people walking behind Jesus Christ. And when they went a little ahead and Jesus turned around, looked at these people, He said, do you want to follow me? You're free to live your life. You don't have to necessarily follow me because I'm saying to you, many of them, after some time, eventually, out of this millions of people who took a decision to follow Jesus, stopped following Jesus. Other people who came, who power, money, wealth, position, entertainment, pleasure, and all these things. But few still chose and they said, we don't want anything. We will choose you, Jesus. We will follow you. That is what it means to make Jesus as the center of our life. You are still saying Jesus is the exact representation and manifestation of God. Jesus is the creator and it is He who holds everything together. I find my place, my significance, my security, my satisfaction, my substance in Jesus Christ. He is the head of the church. He is the one who gives me life, who gives me direction, who gives me guidance, who gives me counsel. In Him dwells all the treasures of wisdom and knowledge. I will make Him the center of my life. I choose Jesus. He is my Redeemer. He's the one who reconciled me. I will still follow Jesus Christ. That person is a true disciple. This is what it means to make Jesus as the center of our life. Let me close this with one last story. Many of you know about Leonardo da Vinci, and he painted this famous, beautiful artwork of the Lord's Supper. It was in a huge canvas that he painted, and after finishing that, he called one of his friends to evaluate, and if there is anything, opinion or criticism that he wanted to give, he just called his friend before that painting was displayed. So his friend came and observed that for a long time. After some time, a friend said, the most striking thing in this picture is the cup in the hands of Jesus Christ. Leonardo da Vinci, he was a little disappointed. He took a brush and he wiped away that cup that was in the hands of Jesus Christ. You don't see that cup now. This is what the history is saying actually. And this friend asked him, why did you wipe out that cup? Because that's the most beautiful and striking thing in the whole canvas. Leonardo da Vinci, this is what he said. Nothing in this painting shall attract more attention than the face of my master. If there is anything else I want to wipe out. Friends, when you make Jesus as the center of your life, if anything else is more striking, more pleasurable, more satisfying, more important, more glorious, more beautiful, more important than Jesus, you got to take that brush, make it dim. Let it not give we have more importance than Jesus Christ. Often, many of our lives, Jesus is in the margins, He's not in the center. Jesus is in the margin. When we need Him, we go to Him, but He's not at the center. He's not the essence of our life. We need to make Him as the essence of our life.